The first news is about Vijay Mallya. He has been declared as a fugitive economic offender. Now let's see about Fugitive Economic Offender Act. The act has been passed in July 2018. What are the criteria to declare someone as a fugitive economic offender? First one is the value of offense is greater than 100 crore. And second criteria is he has left the country and refused to come back. What happens when someone is declared as fugitive economic offender? Confiscation of property, confiscation of proceeds of crime in and outside of India. Once the properties are confiscated by government, the government has a right over them. It can dispose them after 90 days. Government can dispose the property after 90 days. Next news is about Madhya Pradesh has okayed the farm loan waiver. Farm loan waiver is a slippery slope. Why? Because it disturbs the fiscal prudence of the state. It leaves very less room. It leaves very less room for productivity increase. Hence, it should be used in rarest of the rare cases. Next news beat is about MGNREGA. MGNREGA stands for Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Assurance Scheme. It is in news because it faces fund shortage, and mind it, this budget has allocated a record break amount for the MGNREGA, but still it faces cash crunch. With 99% money allocated already exhausted 3 months before the end of the financial year, and 11 states and UT have already negative net balance. It's a good thing if a fund is utilized to its maximum level, but there is cause of concern as employment provided was already 32% lower than work demanded during 2017-18 year. Next news beat is related with Kerala. Oman all set to scale this prohibited peak in Kerala. This peak is called as Agastya Kudam. It is second highest peak in Kerala. Its location is in Neyyar Wildlife Sanctuary. Next news article is about cyclone Pabu. Cyclone Pabu moves towards Andaman. Its point of origin in is at Gulf of Thailand. Origin of cyclone Pabuk is Gulf of Thailand. Next is related to art and culture. There is a temple in making in Telangana. There is a reference to Ellora rock art temple, which was chiseled in 8th century during the reign of Krishna I of Rashtragut dynasty. Now similar kind of temple is being built at Yodagiri hills. This temple is dedicated to Lakshmi Narasimha Swami, a Vaishnava deity. Budget for the temple construction has been allocated is 450 crore, and sculpture of Hanuman has been carved on the temple. Name of the temple, location of the temple, and deity to which this temple is dedicated is important in this news. Next news article is related with China. Uh, China's one China policy is important, and China reserves the right to use force for the unification of China. President Xi has asked its army to be prepared for war. It's a cause of concern for global peace. Next news is related with Afghanistan. Some days ago, President Trump mocked Indian efforts to build a library in Afghanistan. However, India's efforts are acknowledged as constructive by many in and out of Afghanistan. India has contributed in reconstruction of Afghanistan by providing roads, rails, dams, parliamentary building, and also libraries. The next news bit about economy. There has been serious thinking over slowdown in the economy, and in yesterday's article we have seen the symptoms, cause of concerns, and way forward for the possible global slowdown. Next one is prelim bit. It's about Lakhan Khol. It is the Cambodia's centuries-old tradition of masked dance. It was nearly wiped out by ultra-moist Khmer's rogue violence. It has been acknowledged by UNESCO as intangible cultural heritage. This structure is Qasr al-Farib tomb, or it is also called as the Lonely Castle. It is carved in red sandstone. Its location is in Saudi Arabia. It is also acknowledged by UNESCO World Heritage Site. The next article is related with agriculture and scientific achievement. As we know, Indian agriculture is in distress, and in this news, scientist has used a genetic hack to make process of photosynthesis more efficient. Enzyme called Rubisco. Enzyme's name is Rubisco. Is a key to this process. This process is also known as carbon fixation. A team came up with the idea of implanting bits of algae DNA into tobacco plant cell to speed up the photorespiration. This boosts the plant yield by 40%. Now let us recap all the newspaper. First news was about fugitive economic offender. We have seen the act, its criteria, its implications. Next article was about farm loan waiver. We have seen why it is a slippery slope and bad for economy. Next about the cash crunch in MGNREGA. We have also seen the women's movement to go to prohibited peak in Kerala, the construction of temple, the Chinese news about one China policy, and the India's efforts to rebuild the Afghanistan, possibility of global slowdown, and some world UNESCO sites like Qasr al-Farib tomb and UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage like Lakhon Khol, and scientific achievement to boost the plant yield by 40%. That's all for today's session.